So welcome to Division 2. Our team is probably worse than it was last season because I completely forgot that Evans was leaving and I completely forgot to renew his contract. So I have renewed his contract. Well, I've re-signed him, so he's coming back. I had to give my goalkeeper a new contract, which I was not thrilled about. However, he's got a year extension. I also had to give Peter Henning a year extension, again, which I wasn't thrilled about. 1600. Obviously, Leandro's new. He's not got the balance that I really want, but he has got some other attributes that are really nice. So hopefully he'll be fine. Hishashi just isn't really good enough now. Yeah, so we're not as strong as we were last year. One of the problems is the scouts aren't really bringing anyone in. So our next match is Southend at home, and I think these came up with me last season. So hopefully we can win. Although these have got Somerville, he's been brilliant. Well, he was brilliant last season. So let's go. Six shots all on target, no goals. Fantastic. Let's keep the pressure on, please. Okay, I think this is going to be a 1-0 defeat because that's how it works, isn't it, when we're with all these shots. So David Priest, seven saves. Even Tony Adams couldn't. Really good signing that is. Tony Adams couldn't stop the players getting through. So that's the start of the season. Not ideal, but we will go on to bigger and better things, especially if we continue hitting the target. In terms of our new winger, Neitzel got 7 buns. Yeah, it's all right. Well, that's the first game. Sorry, it's quite boring, but we'll see what other games we've got. So I thought the next game that we would play would be against Forest in the League Cup because they are a league above. They're playing Grim formation. They've got some good players. Alan Nielsen always does well on the game. Henning Berg, obviously, really good player. Neil McCann, also excellent player. David Johnson, very good centre forward. He's one that you can get in the Prem. Does score a lot of goals. Yeah, decent squad. I'm going to show you the games that we've had. So we went away to Cardiff and won 5-0 with Holm starting how we finished last season, scoring 4 goals. Evans came back in, although Evans has not been first choice since his return. We then went away to Bournemouth and won 5-0. Holm scoring another couple of goals. Flanagan's now my first choice in midfield just because he's got better tackling. So he hits more tackles. Aggression's the same. So he makes more tackles, so that's why he's there. I think everyone else is the same. Leandro's been playing 5 assists in 9 games versus Marek's 5 assists in 8 games, so they're both doing quite well. Then we won 5-1 against Darlington. So Surbiton, this time getting a hat-trick. Holm not doing much. I say not doing much, obviously. 2 shots both on target. So yeah, Evans and Flanagan both like to make a lot of tackles, so they do make lots and lots of tackles. Surbiton tries to win headers but doesn't. I was quite surprised with Darlington's team. They've got some really good players. So they've got David Graham, everyone knows about. Wainwright's a brilliant winger. Rambeck, never seen this guy before. They got him from Odd Grenland. So yeah, really good player. And then Matthew Rose, always a really good player to pick up. You usually get him really cheap in the first season. If you ever need a centre back, central midfielder, he is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely worth buying. Obviously didn't stop us. Then we went away to Blackpool with a reserve team because my team was very tired and we won 3-1. Flanagan picked up a yellow card. The return of Keenan after he punched the player last season. Then another 5-star display against Brentford. Even though Holm got injured in the first couple of minutes, the two superstars battering these. Neitzel's got 9 goals in 9 games, average rating of 8.56. Really started the season well. Then 4108 Grimsby, Lopez coming in, being an able deputy. I don't know who the best deputy is really. Mariano still brilliant. I had to give him a year extension. He's just too good. I can't replace him. Really struggling to find the players. Then we beat Port Vale 4-0. They've still got McPhee, Armstrong, so they've still got like some really good players. Ingledo, really good player. He's someone that you can pick up really cheap as well. Always does really well in the game. So yeah, these have got a pretty decent team. Clegg's usually quite good. But we won 4-0 there, and then we played at Hull again, and we won 3-0. Again, Hull have got some decent players, but they're not really a team for this division, so they're a little bit weak. Whereas obviously the players that we've got are a team for this division. So we come on to the game against Notts Forest. Don't think we've ever played Notts Forest before. This is a horrible draw really, only because I know they're 20th in Division 1, but they play a formation that's quite good against our formation, and they're going to play their first choice team. So hopefully, oh, hang on, it was just too quick there, wasn't it? Okay, so Mariano can come off, Wojak can come in. Studley I've got in on loan, he's quite good. Let's see if we can do something there. So, yeah, Lopez getting a goal. Excellent work, Lopez. Yeah, excellent. Double. Lopez at the double, that's what they always say, isn't it? I'll show you Studley in a second. So, yeah, one of the problems with this is that, like, this formation does work well against my formation. Tommy Curtis, obviously a great player to pick up if you can. But yeah, this formation does really well against my formation, especially because it sort of like drowns out my creative midfielder, which is an issue. So you can see no one's played that well, and we've not really managed to get many passes off, which is why his rating's low. But luckily for us, Lopez absolutely came in clutch there. Okay, we'll be back in the next one. Next game is against Norwich, so I'm going to give you a little update. We've brought in Claudio Iglesias, an 18-year-old Argentinian from All Boys. He hasn't got the balance that I like, but his dribbling's insane, his long shots is quite high, he's got pace, he's got off the ball, and he's quite good at jumping. So he's an able deputy because I do think that Haraldson just isn't good enough. I've also brought in, I don't know, I've not brought in anyone else. I was looking at the players. I've been looking at a centre back. Same forwards, same defenders. In the league, we're top of the league, 50 goals scored, 8 against. And we've got the 3 best players. And also, apart from Leon McKenzie, who's a great player, by the way. If you ever want a decent player, Leon McKenzie's ace. Then that's obviously what we've got. So in the fixtures, the last game that we played was the Nottingham Forest game. We've since beaten Walsall 3-0, where Leandro had his first man of the match. I think only man, no, 2 man of the match performances. So he assisted 2 goals. He had 1 run. Neitzel's still our top runner. These have got some decent players. Osika 4, decent player. Seen him play higher than this. Hera Velto, also very good. Apart from that, this guy starts at Scarborough. Not too great. Then we beat Colchester 2-1. Colchester clearly cheating. They've got David Collins and Ross Johnson. Both of these players, if you have got plenty of money and you want to have players that absolutely dominate this game, those 2 are worth buying. And then Paul Arkle, who I don't rate, but I know a lot of people do. I think they've also got Dave Brammer there, who's also a decent player on this game. So yeah, although Collins got a 4 because our defenders dominated him. Then we lost our first game of the season away at Exeter. No idea how. 8 shots on target. Um, not much else I can say. They played 4-4-2. Craig Pete's a pretty good player on this. He starts at Coventry, I believe, yeah. And decent dribbling, decent creativity, decent pace. So he's a decent player. Then we went away to Tranmere and won 3-1, 3-0. The usual suspects. Then away at Reading and won 4-0. Leandro got his second man of the match here, so another couple of assists. So you can see the assists. Leandro is becoming the assist king now, even more so than Mariano. Then a 2-0 victory versus Notts County. I didn't think we'd win this one because these have got some decent players. Las Landes caused me a lot of problems with 3 shots on target. Clearly some of the headers that he won for this one. Bravery 20, jumping 16. Then we won 4-0 away at Rotherham. I think we went 1-0 behind here. And Iglesias' first game scored 1. And did he make 1 as well? Yeah, scored 1, assisted 1. And then in the second game that he played against Wigan, he got 1 more assist. And again, he's a guy who likes running. Yeah, all these players, they like running. Well, running with the ball, not running backwards. So we're playing Norwich, these are 10th in the division that we're in. I've decided to do this so I can split it up. There's no one here that's like incredibly useful. I guess Paul McVeigh is probably the best player they've got. Zima Abi's actually quite good as well. So they have got a decent team. So if these get relegated, this is somewhere where you can plunder really good players. So Zima Abbey, Paul McVeigh, both will cut it at a much higher level than this. Don't think there's anyone else here that you'd want. Just looking through. No. I've already spoken about fullbacks. John O'Neill's quite good as well. Moko Libra as well, really good. So they've got a lot of decent strikers here. And they picked up Teddy Sheringham as well. Hopefully. So that's them. We'll play our same formation. I'll put the commentary speed to fast. League Cup 3rd round. Let's go. So yeah, 27 dribbling. Not the highest I've seen, but it is pretty high. You get people like 32, 33 dribbling. But one of the main things about this season is the defenders are really good. So shutting down opposition attacks. So the Iranian guy, really good. But also having John Flanagan tackling everything that moves is quite useful. See Mariano's starting to get the passes through. Zima Abbey, so they do get shots, but it's harder for them to hit the target because the defenders are obviously in the right place. Obviously they're going to score a couple of goals because it's one of those games, isn't it? Every recorded game is a bit more like, it's never good. I think it knows when I'm recording. I think it does. Right, so that's it. 3-0 win. Our Iranian centre back. They don't really get that many man of the match, our centre backs. So they don't really get many at all. Henning's probably got the most. Oh no, Henning's got 2 in his 3 seasons. Picked him up in the first season, obviously. Who else did I pick up in the first season? No, I don't think there's anyone else here I picked up in the first season, is there? Maybe you'll know. Maybe Marek was. Yeah, Marek was a first season buy. I think that's it. Looking at the team. So yeah, we have updated most of the team, which is ace. Right, see you in the next little bit. We've not played many games since the last time I had a little look. So we've got Arsenal coming up in the League Cup 4th round. Not an ideal team to be playing against because they are incredibly good. And I believe we beat them last time after a 2-2 draw. They did have quite a good team out. I think they'll have a good team out again. 4th round is not a great round to play elite teams in. Anyway, let me show you the games we've played. So after the win against Norwich, we were won 3-1 away at QPR. They've still got Dudu. Really good player. I'd expect him to be purchased by somebody else soon. Leroy Griffiths is very good as well. Decent physicals. Stuart Wardley always does well on this game as well, someone you can pick up. Then we beat Chesterfield 2-0. They've not really got anyone of note except Stuart Irvine. Really, really good player. If you have never purchased him and Somerville together, they make a lovely little team. Him on the right wing, Somerville central midfield, really good. And then no one else who's really of note. And then we've got Clevedon in the FA Cup. I don't know how we only won 3-0. It should have been way more than 3-0. Yeah. Should have put more than 3 past them in this game. But we only got 3, so that's that. And then we beat Oxford 4-0 in the league with Iglesias scoring a hat-trick. So he's now got 7 in 7 with 5 assists, 2 man of the match performances. So he's keeping Neitzel out of the team. They're both very good. I don't know which one's the better one. And that leaves us first in Division 2. So we've got the 3 best players. Holm, I gave a new contract to, is now worth £500,000 release clause. I will see you at the Arsenal game. So I didn't push the record on that. So let's try it. So check in, testing. So we're playing Arsenal in the Cup. Probably going to have their best team out. Let's have a look. Frank Ribery, incredibly good on this version of the game. Zanoni, very good central midfielder. Sinclair is excellent on this game as well. Very underrated, very good player. So yeah, these are just an obscenely good team. There's nobody here that isn't great. So from Bronkhorst. Even if I wasn't doing a scouted only game, this would be a difficult one to win. But with scouted only, it's like incredibly difficult to win this one. We haven't really got the players that we need to be able to beat Arsenal. So we do have more shots than them, and we've got more shots on target. But the issues come in that like they are just an elite team. They are an incredibly elite team. I don't think Lopez will be useful here, but I think Giuretta should be quite useful. No one else on my substitutes bench. Maybe Evans is the only other one that's got the freak that can like beat them. And now we've lost Peter Henning. Always nice that our keeper's doing worse than their keeper. Giuretta, so obviously the reason we picked him, he's got pace and his off the ball is 18 here, and because others of the attributes are so low, we'd expect this off the ball to be off the scale, which is about the only way that we can get anything against them. And obviously Neitzel's 24 dribbling, it's very similar. It's elite level, which gives us a chance against them. So yeah, beating Arsenal, and let's say we had some sound issues before, which I've managed to fix. Okay, see you in the next bit.